First run and thoughts of the New Balance 1080 version 10. We're having a look at your New Balance 1080 just after the first initial run. So this shoe, just a high mileage trainer, quite a bit underneath the foot compared to probably most of your generic shoes when it comes to a neutral shoe. Similar stack height to your Bondi 6 as well as your Triumph 17, so it lines up in that category quite well. Reason I picked up this shoe, I had a great run in the Beacon, so it's basically lighter weight racing version of this shoe. Uses that fresh foam as well. This just has updated as that fresh foam X. So if you're looking for a runner to use as a daily trainer, as well as something to race in as well, something like this by New Balance easily fits both that mold. So what I experienced, nice lightweight shoe. Does have quite a pronounced rocker in it compared to most of your other New Balance shoes, and I just found that I was more so landing on that midfoot as well as the forefoot, but a lot of cushioning underneath that forefoot still. We are running with that 8mm drop heel to toe, but it does feel slightly bit lower than that just because of that pronounced bevel on the back side of the shoe. I did find this is slightly a bit firmer than the Beacon version 2. I'm not sure it's just because it's got that rubber underneath the whole shoe, or if it's just that since it is the updated fresh foam, you probably expect a lot longer out of this fresh foam than you would the Beacon. Since they are using it as that high mileage daily trainer. Quite a bit different to your version 9, we'll say that for another video. Just looking at the outsole, you got a lot of outsole. Your high, I think it's called Endurance, it's the rubber that New Balance use in your high wear spots, so just at your heel and your forefoot. And they do have the fresh foam X, so it's a laser engraved fresh foam. Whatever that does, just helps with the, if you have also that lateral striker. Just does absorb that quite nicely, and they just do have a nice knit upper and an ultra heel to lock your heel down. Upper is quite stretchy compared to most of your knits, probably similar to a fly knit by Nike. This is quite different to the New Balance 880 version 10, whereas that's quite firm. This is quite forgiving, quite breathable. I did experience in the first run, and the tongue is a booty fit, so it is attached through that midfoot area. So with that heel, I did feel it locked it in quite nicely. A bit different to the Beacon. The Beacon I felt had a bit more of a concave to it, so his heel actually sat a bit back. But this is quite a different fit to your 1080s in the past, especially with your different mesh. So this has moved on to that knit instead of just having that 3D printed mesh, and it is more of a tapered toe box instead of a round one. But yeah, booty fit throughout that midfoot. And just with the run that I had, just did I think it was an 8K, then Josh decided to pull me up since breakfast wasn't open yet, but went somewhere else for that, so that's another story. With that 8mm, even though it does have that quite a bit of pronounced bevel and a rocker, more so than your Hoka Bondi, I found this did have more of a rocker than that. But I just found, more so landing on that lateral side of the midfoot, so it just takes only that heel striking kind of out of the situation. Heaps of cushioning under that forefoot area, so just over those long runs, you're not feeling the ground after that 20 odd Ks. So moving on to my initial likes on this shoe, fresh foam's definitely one of them. It's massive stack height underneath the whole foot, and the things just like good bit of firmness. I thought this would be actually quite a bit softer, especially running in that Beacon. The Beacon is a bit softer than these, but yeah, that fresh foam, heaps of it underneath your foot. You're not feeling the ground at all, and it just nice and responsive. You can easily do any pace, just your kind of recovery runs in this, I feel, as well as just easy getting up to that bit of a speed work. But yeah, another like is the upper. I did think it'd probably be a bit too sloppy, especially with my flexible foot, but they do have this nice threading around your midfoot, so it does hold you in the midfoot nicely. And the forefoot knit is quite breathable, so it is a bit more stretchier than the majority of the rest of the shoe. Some I didn't feel that was that good at locking down is probably just the heel, so it is more of that U-shaped heel than the V that I found in the Beacon. So that was just, yeah, a bit narrower and just hugged that heel a bit better. Saying that, I didn't experience any slipping at all. Be interesting to see if New Balance take quite a few of the Hoka styles. I haven't been much of a fan of the Hokas probably since the Clifton 3, but I think this goes up against the Bondi and the Clifton quite well. Very similar kind of shoe, that rocker sole. No one's really done it apart from your Nike Pegasus is trying to do that, but it's just got more of a bevel than a rocker. But yeah, I think I'll definitely keep running this shoe, especially for those longer runs and just when your legs are tired. This shoe will be a lot more forgiving than anything else I've got in my rotation. And swapping between this and the Beacon might end up being a New Balance fiend instead of a Hoka fiend. But if you like what we've done here, hit that like button. If you want to keep updated with post 100k review on this, hit the subscribe, and we'll see you in another video. See ya. We got up early this morning just to get a nice run out, and nice majestic sunrise as we can see in the B-roll here. And it didn't last too long because the drone just fell out of the sky. So first initial drone run as well, with Josh was trying to get some decent shots, and then the buzzing just stopped, and then it just heard it, and we got a bit of a result of the drone here. It's definitely seen some better days, but we'll probably end up getting some next time soon.
Do you know it's going to be a long day when you're out here trying to make quality content for the people with your new purchase of the drone? She falls out of the sky.